Yeah, I know what you're thinking. You can get a job in the Middle East simply by trying or by magic, through others or by fluke. Remember that competition is everywhere. Some here, some there, but bam! Loy Machedo is the best.
All right, in this video, I will give you my thoughts about Suchana Seth, the Bengaluru CEO. It was known as Bangalore before. Okay, Bengaluru CEO who killed her 4-year-old son. Okay, so some of you asked me in the comment section below, what did I think of this incident? So I decided, okay, fine, I'll make a video. The first thing, obviously, that comes to mind is the same shock, disbelief. How can a mother kill her son or child, boy or girl? How can a mother do that? When we think of a mother, we think of love, unconditional love. And okay, a man can be bad, but not a woman, especially to a child. It means a father can be cruel or bad. But we don't believe a mother can do that. And that also murder. Now, obviously, the first things that go to your mind is she mentally sick? Does she have a personality disorder, like extreme, like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde? She's some kind of, like, what is schizophrenia or some whatever? Or is she evil? Is she purely evil? Is she some kind of serial killer? Or, there are even cases which I've read in books when someone, this particular case, I think I read it from Malcolm Gladwell's book. This female who was Ivy League student, Harvard or whatever. She was a rank holder. She was constantly getting the highest marks. She was not smoking, not drinking, not going out. Always getting the highest. All of a sudden, she stopped, stopped studying, stopped performing. She started smoking. She started drinking. She started having sex with multiple people. Like, it just became like all of a sudden, and nobody could understand what was happening. And then she failed in her grades, and she completely destroyed everything that she had built up. It's only when she decided to get a checkup did she find out that she had an AIDS or something, whatever. But it was, through further testing that they found out that she, the question always remained, why did she change so drastically? And when I think she finally died, but when they did an autopsy or whatever, I'm not too sure whether she died or not, but when they checked, they found a tumor in her brain, which had grown to the size of a golf ball or something. And because it was blocking some receptors or whatever, her complete personality changed. So it can also be something like this, Okay, so, and yes, like I told you, maybe the person is just pure evil. Okay, almost everyone has a dark side, which you do not know until it comes out. Like I've seen very normal people, very, very normal, family people. But when they are alone and nobody watches them, they do things which will shock you. Now, for someone like me who has seen the darkest, the most disgusting side of human behavior, for me it is not as shocking as for those who believe the world is a good place. Starting with my own mother. My own mother, when she came to know, when I informed her I'm going to commit suicide, she didn't bother. She told, she used to always tell me, why are you born? You should die. I suffered years of torture through my stepfather, who beat me until, imagine beating a 6-7-year-old child until blood comes out all over his body with a rubberized cane. Now, I'm not trying to say that I suffered the most extreme, but I'm telling you, I've seen the ugly side of human behavior. My uncle sexually molesting and raping me. It's because, these things, a man who was so nice, but after he drank alcohol, he would try that on me multiple times. So I've seen the ugly side. I've seen how relatives abandon you when you don't have money, how you're evaluated. Your sense of self-worth is your grades, your money, how people who promise you that they love you, marry you, whatever, but when they get someone who's financially better off, how they just change their colors. So I've seen all this, okay? So for me, it's nothing new. I've seen fathers do that to their daughters. And in magazines, I've even read of mothers having like an affair or whatever with their own children. So, and yes, as you travel, you see the most horrific side of human behavior. Like there are, they call it sex pats. The tourists who come to these third world countries to have sex. Like in Philippines, these Westerners, because those days, now the law is changed but not full-fledged, tourists who are 30-year-old and all that would come to Philippines to have sex with 12-year-old children. In some of them travel to African countries to get underage minors. Some even want babies. This is a known fact. If you see some of the dark videos on the web, everything from dead bodies to defecating, pooping, shitting into people's mouths and this and that. I told you, when I even have had clients who spoke to me about all this. And so I've seen this side of life. I've seen this side of people. In fact, sometimes, in one of my blood, gore and horror groups of WhatsApp, one video was shared where this guy was so pissed drunk. He was doing it with a dog in India. The minute I saw that, I just sent a message. I said, guys, at least put a fucking warning before sending this video. Okay, we are thinking it's an accident or, someone, body broken in half or something, some horror. But if you're sending stuff like this, at least give a brief warning. This is what it is. Obviously, I don't entertain anything got to do with children. That is, whomsoever has tried. And that also, the funny thing is, these are so-called decent, married, respectable guys in society. And they actually send, videos involving children. I did not spare them. I told them, I've taken a screenshot and this, I'm going to report it to the police, and then they would beg and this. I said, get away from my site. Never, ever, ever send me a message. Don't get in touch with me or I will use this against you. There have been people on Facebook who have sent me, oh, look at this shocking video. Oh. So I've reported them. If I don't know you, then... So the point I'm trying to say is, we live in a world where such horrific, ugly stuff is there. The human mind, we say we are superior to animals because we can think. Sadly, people use this intelligence or this mind, which can work, to do all sorts of terrible things. Whether you see some of those movies, war movies, what they do to children, what they do to women, how, like in Africa, how they, these guys if you don't join them, they chop your hand, they chop your leg. Before these ISIS videos where they used to slice, cut, dice. In fact, the most horrific ones are the Mexican or the Philippine underworld cartel, how they punish someone. Oh, the way what they do to a human being is beyond comprehension. I can't even mention what they do. It is so graphic. Just imagine you're going to a butcher shop. What you see there is what you will see here. And these are men and women who are alive. So the point I'm trying to make here is, this is the world we live in. And it's not that I've become numb to it and, oh, it's like normal, casual. No, it shocks me. It still shocks me even to this day. But how do I use this information and how do I use this knowledge is, I try to protect not only myself, I try to protect the people I love or the people I care about and tell them, see, listen, this is the world we live in. For example, I've known people who are on social media who take photographs of their son or daughter, like in the bathtub or in bubbles and all that. And obviously they cover their private parts. But I say, why are you doing this? Why? Why are you putting this? And I have to literally educate them to stop doing this. But obviously I can't, interfere with everyone. Sometimes I see tourists here who come here and they are small little baby girl or whatever. Small. Maybe she's 6-year-old, 5-year-old, wearing this like a bikini and roaming around. What are you doing here? And then when you see their daughter, you think, what the hell, the mother is ignorant. Then you see the mother, the way she's dressed. So she herself is wearing something where you can see her butt cheeks. A swimming costume is going inside her ass, and daughter is copying that. We live in a very twisted world. We live and just because someone has an education, someone has a degree, or someone has, people always say, oh, look at you, tattoo, you look evil and all that. You look like shaitan, you look like the devil. Well, my dear, there's that saying, no? Most of the people who are tattooed and who look like the devil, they are not the ones with the suit and tie. I think there was this meme that was circulating. They were showing Muslim preachers. They're saying, these are not the terrorists. And then they showed Biden and Netanyahu and all this. In fact, you don't have to go very far. In my WhatsApp groups itself, there are guys from India who are literally actually justifying the murder of small children, babies, who are dying due to the bombardment, and some of these graphic videos where the children, their bodies in pieces or the intestine is hanging out and they're dead and the parents are crying. They're saying, yeah, well deserved, you support the terrorists. What has gone wrong with you, man? And then, when you sometimes see these interviews, you can Google search this. In India, it was called the Nirbhay rape case, where the guy who raped her literally said, yeah, I had to teach her a lesson. She deserved it. You have ministers, okay, I'm pretty sure you'll say, oh, why are you only talking about India? Well, because I'm an Indian passport holder, I know more about India. If you know more about some other country, fine. The ministers say, if you're getting raped, why are you resisting? Then it'll not be rape. And some other ministers, imagine, people in positions of power with money. They're saying, if you didn't wear provocative clothes, you wouldn't get raped. You got raped because you wore those clothes. So you deserve it. And that minister who said, why are you resisting? That's why it's rape. If you allow, then rape will not take place. Or let them do it, no. I sometimes wonder, these guys, they have children, they have daughters, they have sisters. And then obviously you get double standards. They will love their family. They'll protect their family. They'll have strict rules for the girls in the family. how to behave, how to dress. But when they go for a holiday, or the girls they'll hang out with or sleep around are all females who just do the opposite. And then when it comes for marriage, they want to marry a virgin because they say, who'll marry these sluts? This is the world we live in, man. And it's not just men. Today, even if you look at marriage in India, what do the mother and father want when they're selecting a boy? Oh, he should be well educated. He should be well settled. He should have lots of money in the bank. He should have a white passport, citizenship. Why? So that he can give my daughter a good life. What are you? What, are you looking for a business transaction or what? And then on top of that, no, we also want a good heart. We want a good boy, good heart, good physical build, good personality. Fucking hell, it's like, sometimes I tell people, nowadays what these parents are looking for is wallet of Bill Gates, looks of Chris Hemsworth, intelligence and dynamism of Elon Musk, and the power of some bloody, the richest man or the most powerful man in the world. That's all basic stuff. I have these discussions with sometimes with my, my age group friends or clients. I tell them, it's kind of crude way of saying it, but they think this pussy is overpriced. They overprice this pussy as if it's gold, diamond, platinum, the most valuable pussy in the world. What the fuck, yeah? So it's not just men, it's not just women, it's human beings. You have girls who today, man, you read these podcasts, you hear these podcasts, not read, this whatever podcast where girls are openly talking of being in OnlyFans, openly talking about, sometimes if I see the Instagram videos and photographs, what these females are showing. We are living in a society today where this is like encouraged, where it's pretty cool. In fact, USA, what does USA call pedophiles? What? They call them what? They are attracted to small people. We are living in a day and age where the medical pharma industry, just to make money, is encouraging young boys and girls to cut off their genitals, their healthy breast, their organs. Why? Because they know they'll forever be, slaves of their medicine. They are, they will make money. If you listen to the rhetoric of the politicians who are endorsing the murder and crimes of what is happening with Palestinian people, and how do they justify it? Oh, why are they only talking of Israel? Why they don't talk about Saudi, and why they don't talk about Afghanistan? So this kind of ugliness, this kind of twisted thinking, okay, agreed, maybe they're not committing actions, but it's become a commonplace here. It's only today on social media, everything is being exposed. But this darkness that was there in human nature has been there for ages and ages. It is sad what happened to that 4-year-old little boy. It's whatever the reason, there's no justification. What do I suggest for the punishment? See, if you kill someone now, you're giving them the easy way out. Such individuals, even men who rape or women who fake claims against men. What do I tell people? See, if you Give them capital punishment and death. Finish. It's like you just put someone to sleep permanently. Let them live. But for men, castrate them. Means the ones who are really guilty. Chemical and physical castrate. Remove their balls and remove their other thing. And leave them in society. Name and shame them. Let them live for the rest of their life suffering. For those women who spoil their name, publicly name and shame them everywhere. Make them, let them never be able to get another job. Let everyone in society keep away from them. Let their life be a living hell. For this lady who did this to a child, don't give her capital punishment. Keep her alive in one of the most inhuman conditions possible. Most inhuman. Make sure she doesn't die. Make sure she begs for death. But don't kill her. Keep her alive. If you see the Thai prisons, the tiger prison, I don't know what it is. It's one of the most, I made a video on this on a book review. The most inhuman, horrific jails is a Thai prison where you're literally, they'll put you sometimes in, sewage, shit till here and make you stand in the sun. They'll make you sleep in a place where all there is sewage and worms and rats, and you'll even be given to eat stuff which is filled with maggots, and they become like animals. Like literally, even if you see a cat, you might eat it. They become that mad. So it's one of the most horrific prisons in the world. These people deserve to be there. When you make the punishment so horrific, then fear remains. That is why even for my own mother and stepfather, I don't want them to be, I don't want them to die. They should live. And they should live a life of suffering and pain. Every single day should be so painful for them to go through the day. It's like, remember I told you, I was fasting for 5 days. Oh, every day suffering, every single day. You just want it to end. So when they get a punishment like this, in fact, some of the countries like Yemen and all that, if you harm a child or something, they will handcuff you, and they've shown these videos, handcuff you, make you lie down on the streets, people kick you, hit it, and they just shoot you at the back. But then there also, you got away with death. I'm just, if you honestly ask, it's saddening for that boy. It's terrible. And I don't know if the father loved the boy or whatever. But for a parent who, or anybody would love that boy, the pain, they would never go. That is why, I always tell people, it's better to have an abortion beforehand when it's just a few cells, rather than bring out this child to people like these, especially people who, one is they don't want to have children, and second one is people who don't have the maturity, experience, expertise, or they don't have the character to be parents, like my parents. You'll end up destroying this poor child's life, and they'll grow up to be horrible people in society, and then that sickness or the virus or whatever just continues. Anyway, that is what I wanted to say. I don't know, what about you? I'm pretty sure you guys will say, yeah, I was shocked and all that, but let me know what are your thoughts, because this is mine. I think for me, I'm so accustomed to, throughout my life, I've been so exposed and so, right in my face, I've seen how people behave, how people change their colors. I've seen the ugly side of human beings. That none of this surprises me. It's just, I make sure that me and my clients and whomsoever I advise, consult, they are prepared for the harsh realities that can come. That is why nobody, when my baby was there with me, I made it a rule. Never, nobody should, no man. I've told my wife, make sure no man touches, no matter uncle, aunt, even lady in front of you. And they don't need to touch. They can just, give the child a gift or compliment the child, whatever. No physical touch. Sorry, you're not the parent. You touch your own child. Anyway, that's all I have to say. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. All right? You guys take care. It's me signing off.